What if I told you that becoming wealthy and becoming happy follow surprisingly similar roles? Not lottery wealth, not overnight success, but the kind of wealth that gives you freedom over your time, your work, and your life. That's exactly what entrepreneur and investor Naval Ravikant has spent years explaining in interviews, podcasts, and tweets. His insights become so powerful that author Eric Jorgenson compiled them into one remarkable book, The Almanack of Naval Ravikant. This book is not just about money, it's about wealth, happiness, leverage, decision making, and building a life you actually want to live. And today, we are breaking down the 10 most powerful lessons on this book that can completely change how you think about success. Let's dive in. Point number one, in the first major idea novel talks about is the difference between money and wealth. Most people chase money, but novel argues that wealth is what you actually want. Money is simply a tool for transferring value. Wealth is the thing that creates value. Let's say example, businesses, intellectual property, technology, assets that work while you sleep. Think about someone who builds a successful software company. That company can generate value for years without the founder working here every single hour. That's wealth. Compare with someone trading time for money in a job. If they stop working, the income stops. Novel's point is simple. True wealth creates value even when you are not working. That's the difference between building a life of freedom and staying stuck in the cycle of trading hours for dollars. Point number two, learn how to use leverage. Novel believes leverage is one of the most powerful tools for creating wealth. Leverage simply means using tools that multiply your efforts. There are four main types of leverage. First, labor, getting other people to help build something bigger than you could alone. Second, capital, using money to invest and grow opportunities. Third, code, software that can serve millions of people instantly. And fourth, media, content like videos, writing, or podcasts that spreads ideas to large audience. The incredible thing about modern technology is that code and media allow anyone to scale their ideas globally. Let's say example, a YouTube video can reach millions of people while you sleep. A piece of software can serve users around the world instantly. Novel calls this permission-less leverage because you don't need anyone's approval to start using it. The internet has made leverage accessible to everyone. Next, point number three, specific knowledge is your superpower. Novel talks about something he calls specific knowledge. This is knowledge that cannot easily be taught in school. It's built through curiosity, passion, and personal experience. Specific knowledge often sits at the intersection of what you love, what you are naturally good at, what society needs. Let's say example, someone fascinated by psychology and storytelling might become an incredible marketer. Someone obsessed with computers might become a brilliant software developer. The key is that specific knowledge feels natural to you but difficult for others. Novel believes the best careers come from learning into what you are uniquely good at instead of trying to compete in crowded paths. Because when you combine specific knowledge with leverage, you create enormous opportunity. Next, point number four, play long term games with long term people. One of the novel's most famous principles is this: play long term games with long term people. Success rarely comes from quick wins, it comes from reputation, trust, and consistent collaboration over time. Think about the strongest partnerships in business. Great founders, investors, and teams often work together for decades. Why? Because trust compounds. When people know you are reliable, honest, and focused on long term value, opportunities naturally come your way. But if you constantly chase short term gains, you damage that trust. Novel believes the best strategy in life is to build relationships where everyone wins over time. It's slower but far more powerful. Next, point number five, escape the competition through authenticity. Novel has a fascinating perspective on competition. He believes the best way to win is so often to stop competing altogether. How? By being authentically yourself. When you imitate others, you enter crowded arenas where everyone is fighting for the same opportunities. But when you lean into your unique personality, interest, and talents, you create your own category. Let's say example, a creator who mixes psychology, storytelling, and humor might stand out far more than someone copying trending content. Authenticity becomes a competitive advantage. Novel's idea is simple. No one in the world can compete with you at being you. That's where your greatest opportunities often lie. Next point number 6. Happiness is a skill you can train. While many books focus only on wealth, novel also spends a huge amount of time talking about happiness. His perspective is surprising. He believes happiness is not something you chase, it's something you practice. Many people believe they finally be happy once they reach a certain level of success, but novel argues the opposite. If you don't learn how to be happy now, achieving your goals won't magically fix it. Instead, happiness comes from simple habits like gratitude, peace of mind, acceptance, living in the present moment. Novel even says happiness is like a muscle. The more you practice calmness, awareness, and positive thinking, the easier it becomes. Next point number 7. Desire is the enemy of peace. One of the deeper physiological ideas in the book is novels beyond desire. He argues that every desire is a contract you make with yourself to be unhappy until you get it. Think about it. When you strongly want something, a promotion, a new car, a more followers, you create condition for your happiness. You are basically saying, I will be happy once I achieve this. But when you finally get it, the happiness usually fades quickly and a new desire replaces it. Novel suggests a different approach. Instead of constantly chasing a new desire, focus on reducing unnecessary wants. The fewer the conditions you place on your happiness, the more peaceful your life becomes. Next point number 8. Build judgment, not just intelligence. Novel often says that in the long run, judgment matters more than raw intelligence. Intelligence helps you solve problems, but judgment helps you choose the right problems to solve. Great decision makers think clearly, stay calm under pressure, and avoid emotional reactions. They also learn from experience. Over time, experiences build something powerful. Intuition. Let's say example. Experienced investors often make quick decisions because they will seen thousands of patterns before. The lesson here is that success is not just about being smart, it's about learning to think clearly and make good decisions repeatedly. Next point number 9. Read what you love until you love to read. Novel is a huge believer in reading, but his advice about reading is surprisingly simple. He says, read what excites you. Many people force themselves to read books they think they should read, but novel believes curiosity is the best teacher. When you are genuinely interested in something, learning becomes effortless. Over time, reading builds mental models, frameworks for understanding how the world works, and these models improve your judgment, creativity, and problem solving ability. The key is consistency. Even small daily reading habits can compound into enormous knowledge over years. Next point number 10. Freedom is the real goal. Perhaps the most powerful lesson in the entire book is the ultimate goal of the wealth is freedom. Not luxury, not status, freedom. Freedom to choose how you spend your time, freedom to work on projects you care about, freedom to live life on your own terms. Novel emphasizes that the real value of money is not buying expensive things, it's buying back your time, because time is the one resource you can never replace. And when you design your life around freedom instead of status, you start making very different decisions. Finally, the Almanack of Naval Ravikant is not just a business book, it's a philosophy for building a meaningful life. The core message is surprisingly simple. Build wealth through leverage and specific knowledge. Build happiness by mastering your mind and reducing unnecessary desires. And remember that the ultimate reward of both is freedom. Novel's ideas remind us that success does not have to be complicated. It's about thinking clearly, playing long term games, and aligning your life with what truly matters. When you do that, wealth and happiness stop being distant goals and they start becoming natural outcomes. If you enjoyed this breakdown of the Almanac of Naval Ravikant, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more powerful book summaries. And I'm curious which of these lessons impacted you the most. Was it leverage, specific knowledge, or novels, philosophy, and happiness? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.